Hello, so today I'm going to be showing how to use Matplotlib's contour plot function to generate a contour plot, specifically using a set of x data, a set of y data, and a set of z data. You can also use mathematical functions as your z, but I really wanted to focus on using a set of data so that it can really be seen how MeshGrid is working in this aspect. So let's get into this. So what I have here is I have a set of x data that corresponds to the number of columns or the column location of our z data. I have our y data that's showing the row location of everything in this z, and then I have z that's showing that has 3 separate rows with 4 different possible values that could occur at each column and row position. And so with that, we need to make essentially a coordinate system out of our x and y component. And so that's what we're doing with MeshGrid. And if I pull over this visualization, what we're getting after our MeshGrid is this matrix right here. We have our x values all like this in an equal number of rows. And then we have all of our y values, all of our row values in an equal number of columns, in this case 4 by 3. Because that is what our input, that's the dimensions of the input. It's 4 columns, 3 rows. So we need to make this kind of coordinate system so that Matplotlib can pick out any one of these values and figure out what z component is there. And what do I mean by that? If we have our coordinates and our z values, Matplotlib is going to say, okay, we have a column value of 3 that corresponds to the row value of 6. So what is that? That is going to be, in this case, 1, 2 over, and 1 down. 1, 2 over, 1 down. So we come here, we go 1, 2 over, 1 down. What do we get? Get a value of 6. And so that's really the importance of this MeshGrid function, is that it's making these set of these two matrices that are going to essentially give the coordinates of each z value. And so you could also take another example. If we're at, let's start from the z values. If we want to get to this 3, we have to think, okay, it's 1, 2 down, and 1 over. So if we do that here, 1, 2 down, 1 over, it's 7. 1, 2 down, 1 over, it's 2. So at our x equals 2, y equals 7 value, we're going to have a value of 3. So let's just run this really quick and see if that's true. So again, let's pull this up. At our value of 2 and 7, what do we see? We have a value of 3. It's, with this number of levels, it's a little hard to see, but it goes to a value of 3. And so that's really the important thing when using a set of z data rather than a mathematical function, is you really need to understand where that, what MeshGrid is truly doing to the x and y values. And so just remember that MeshGrid is creating the coordinate system. It's creating a x and y matrix that is the same dimensions as the input z data set. And so that's pretty much it. That's all I really have to show. So just remember that.